Hut, hut, hike! Hello again, my fellow Bears fans. Your boy Roy for Chicago Football Talk, coming to you with my quick thoughts after that very dominating victory by the Bears over the Jacksonville Jaguars. It was a late start for us Chicagoans here, or for people all over the world, not starting at noon normally, but and there's also a late start for the offense and for the whole team as they went into the half 3-3. But basically, I was just listening to WBBM postgame and listening to Charles Tillman mention that Lovie Smith basically cursed the team out without cursing them out in the only a way that Lovie Smith could do, and challenged them to come out in that second half with a lot more fire, basically lit the spark under them. So, for those asking for fiery coaches and so on and so forth, there's a time, the less you raise your voice, the more of an impact you're going to make when you do raise your voice and choose to do that. So he did it at the right time, as they definitely came out. Now, that first drive that the Bears started in the second half, because they lost the coin toss and Jacksonville decided to receive the kickoff, which gave the Bears the ball to start the second half. Even though it ended with a field goal, they gained momentum. It was a 17-play drive that gained 71 yards and took 9 minutes and 18 seconds off the clock. It scored them a field goal, which allowed the Bears to take the lead, again, 6-3, reclaim the lead. And then on the Jaguars' ensuing possession, they would have the first pick six of two pick sixes again. So they went into the third quarter 13-3 before they just blew it up. I'm looking at the ball possession and drive chart for the Bears offense right here. They got the ball after punts on all of their three drives in the fourth quarter, and on all of the three drives, they scored touchdowns. So every drive they had in the second half for the offense produced points. 3 with the field goal, then touchdown, 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 you be illin'. So the Bears definitely were illin' against the Jaguars, if you will. They were basically, the Jaguars, I should say, were illin' against the Bears, but they took it to them without a doubt. And seeing 2 punt returns, again, the team it's going to be a roller coaster ride. A lot of people were down. You could feel the roller coaster ride. It's better to not judge it while you're in the middle of the ride. Wait till the track stops, if you will. And this is one ride that's going to go on through 16 weeks, 16 games across 17 weeks. So now the Bears go into the bye week, the off week, if you will, with a lot of momentum, without a doubt. I'm sure they earned a couple extra days off, but just a phenomenal performance. Again, you want to wait. It's always a tale of two halves, and it's always a game of adjustments. It's a chess match, and the Bears did the most with their adjustments. I mean, some injuries of concern. Definitely have to look out for what's going to happen with Brandon Marshall's knee there. It looked like it was a hyperextension. At least he's got an off week to heal it, and he toughed it up by continuing to play. And also Alshon Jeffrey's hand. Hopefully it's not that big of a deal. With a wide receiver, your hands are basically everything. It's not like on defense or on the offensive line where they can just cast it up and he'll be okay. So that's going to be definitely an injury. I'm kind of concerned about it. It looked like he jammed his hand on the football pads of the defender as he was getting separation. His hand looked like it got stuck when he was trying to pull it away before he caught that touchdown. It wasn't so much the rocket ball that, as some fans, at least the way it appeared to me, but some other stats just to go over here, some individual stats by the players. Very interesting. Again, Jay Cutler going into the first half with a 45.8 passer rating on 1 interception, no touchdowns, 110 yards. He would actually finish the game with a total of 292 yards and 2 touchdowns and an 88.8 passer rating overall for the game. So that's not a phenomenal passer rating, but when you finish the first half at 45.8, that's not a bad place to end up. Matt Forte, in case you didn't know it, finished with 107 yards, averaging 4.9 yards per carry on 22 attempts. And then Armando Allen, I mean, Bell might want to get used to being on the inactive list for a while. I mean, they kept Allen over Bell, if you will, for reasons. Part of it was financial, of course, but when you score a touchdown like that to basically seal the game, 46 yard, he had the biggest gain by any of the Bears rushers, so he ended up with an 11.8 average on 5 attempts. And then Michael Bush had a not too shabby attempt either at 6.5 yards per carry. He only had 4 attempts. He got 26 yards and was displaying athleticism, jukes, patience to set up his blocks, hurdling guys. So this Bears team is very talented. You see all the additions that Emery has brought are making a difference and an impact, and this team that with the other additions they've had, just adding a few more weapons has allowed the Bears to basically mature, and we're seeing them mature. We were all children once. Some of us are still children. It ain't pretty when you get raised. You have your good moments, you have your highs and your lows, but you have to stick with it, continue to nurture, continue to give that love, continue to teach and raise, if you will, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a baby that is the Bears offense growing up in a very fast way. They're forced to grow fast in a football season that moves very fast. Brandon Marshall had 17 targets, 12 catches, 144 yards, his longest was 24 and a touchdown. and Alshon Jeffrey ended up averaging 10 yards. You've got Devin Hester ended up averaging 24.5 yards. Kellen Davis, 13 yards. Michael Bush, 13 yards. And Matt Forte, 10 yards. So you had 6 Bears receivers averaging 10 yards per reception. Very phenomenal. They did move the ball around, even though Brandon Marshall had 17 targets. So there's plenty to get into this game, and we're going to get into it all. I can't wait to break down this game. We've got 2 weeks to do it, without a doubt, and you can expect a lot of breakdowns as soon as possible, maybe as early as tonight. So enjoy the rest of the evening's games. A great game by the Bears, and again, just be patient is all I can remind. This game was another lesson for Bears fans to realize you need to be patient and wait for the whole game to be completed before you start, wanting quarterbacks to be benched or start invoking the name of other old quarterbacks that I won't invoke here. So as always, your boy Roy for Chicago Football Talk. Look for more breakdowns on ChicagoFootballTalk.com. Enjoy the rest of the games. Peace, and I'm out.